congratulations on being a semifinalist for the Lombardi Award. I mean, team goal is the most important thing. But just speak on that, being like a for all these awards, especially with the Lombardi Award being something.
I mean, it's just like really cool to just have like the opportunity to get the like recognition for the work that I'm able to put in here on the field, but also in the classroom and then while I'm at home. So I think that's really cool because I feel like you go to work and you don't have the like awards in mind when you go to work. You just want to go to work for your team, and it's cool when you have a chance to like look up on an off day and you see stuff like that. It's really cool, to show to your mom and stuff, So it's really fun,
And there's a part of that award that's off the field things, and I know you have your foundation and whatnot. Balancing those two things, how difficult has that been to manage with football and playing at a high level while also doing what you want to do in the community?
I think honestly, I give a lot of that credit to my mom because she texts me all the time and she's helping me balance everything in terms of my foundation and the things I do in the facility. So obviously, I'm here at Ohio State. So what comes first is the Buckeyes, of course, and my film study, and then my school as well. Probably should have said school comes first, and then of course my foundation and my free time, and then after that I'll hop on Call of Duty a little bit. So that's usually that's my order of things.
I don't know if you've seen the weather forecast for Evansville. It's like possible rain and a lot of wind. Which should probably make it hard to throw. Given that you guys haven't run together in once for the last 2 weeks, how much of a point of emphasis is that going to be in this game?
I mean, yeah, like with the weather like that, running the ball is going to have to be a big thing for us. But I think, despite, last week and, the ability to run the ball, like our mindset is that we've done it before in the past at a really high level, and that's who we are, and we're going to have to show it again Saturday.
Paris, have you had a chance to play the NW2 remaster?
Oh, I have, yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Paris, when you guys are going over film and in the box, when you guys are tallying your own stats, have you given up a sack yet, to their knowledge?
Like this season?
This season, or just in general?
No.
Since you've been here.
Yes, my freshman year, the national championship game, got a call to slide left, but then a defensive move, so we're supposed to go back to base. But I didn't know that yet in my time here. So I kept sliding left, and it caused a sack, but besides that, I don't think I've had one since.
So that's when you were a guard, though.
That's when yeah.
So as a left tackle, you haven't given it up.
No.
Do you take extra pride in that, given the fact that you're protecting CJ's blind side, and that's the money position. Do you take any extra pride in it?
I do, but I feel like I kind of like what Coach Day says to us, just to go into the game with like no expectations except to do what it takes to win. So I feel like to me, I haven't thought about that going into a game. I can't let up a sack. It's been since my freshman year since I let up a sack. Like I don't think about that. I think I feel like to me the one thing I do think about is like, man, like there's like 2-3 plays my body was just way too close to CJ. I want to have him as much room so he can hit a spin move in the pocket and throw it if he wants to for fun. You know what I mean? So I feel like if anything, that's the only thing on my mind. And then I guess I'll go on Twitter and I'll see somebody send it to me. Oh dang, I didn't even know that. That's kind of cool.
That sack seems to stick out with you, though. Is that kind of the perfectionist in you, knowing that happened on that stage?
Yeah, it sticks out to me because going into that game, of course, I know I wasn't going to start that game, but newly having that transition to guard at the end of my freshman year, there were still some things that I did not know about the position, and honestly, I'm a freshman, and you want to seem like you know everything's going on. So I asked a lot of questions, but that was a question that I asked, and I was kind of confused, but I didn't ask for clarification because I wanted to seem like I know what I was talking about. And I guess I learned from that. I guess like for me, that's like a lesson from God. I mean, even after it happened, Justin Fields, he wasn't mad. Josh Myers, the other veteran offensive lineman, they weren't mad. I took it as a lesson from God as a young player that, you know, don't be afraid to ask questions, because there's going to be a time where, like, I've literally had it twice this season where there's a situation where I picked up the block where there was a runner and pass, and it was great, and it was a touchdown. I'm like, wow. I was confused on that on Monday. I'm so glad I talked to Coach Fry about that to get clarification and not sound like the veteran junior. And it might sound dumb, but when it comes up, it will be the difference maker in a play. So I guess I learned my lesson, you know, ask questions twice if you have to.
It's great. How long have you been playing guard leading up to that Sugar Bowl?
My first practice at guard was before the Big Ten Championship versus Northwestern. So I split time between right tackle and the left and right guard, the practice for Northwestern. Then Clemson game, I split time between exclusively right guard and right tackle. And then I got put in there in the Clemson game for like 11 plays or whatever. And then from there, the Bama game, same between tackle and right guard. And then I think I played both sides for the Bama game too.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
So,
1 sack when you literally just started playing guard like a month before.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I was upset about that sack, but I was kind of happy because I got a pancake against Dylan Moses. And I watched him when I was in high school. I thought he was like a 5-star linebacker. I thought he was a dog. I pancaked him. He was like, "Wow, you're huge." And I'm like, I'm 18, whatever. Like, this is gonna be fun.
That was a big moment.
It was a big moment when he said that. Yeah. So.
Do you pay attention to that? I'm not saying it's the thing you're thinking about totally, but are you aware of who the other people say are the better linebackers, edge rushers around the country? And do you look forward to those types of matchups?
I would say when I was a younger player, I thought that was so cool. Like, I would look at who were like last year, my freshman year, I came in thinking I was going to come in and start. So I'm looking at everybody across the conference. And then my sophomore year, I did start looking at everybody across the conference. And I'm like, these are the top guys I'm going to go against that I'm going to be able to make my name against. But then this year I realized it's really not about them. It's about me and my development. It's a lot of times I'll find out after the game, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that guy was supposed to be like a true dude. You know what I mean? So, because that's how focused I am of myself and my craft and why I make my opponent bigger than they're supposed to be. When I always respect them, but not like, oh my gosh, that's, you know.
So you used to look it up, but now it's just more like, this is number X, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, through film study, I'm gonna know, like, okay, these are their top guys, but I'm not gonna look up their award recognition before the game. When I was a freshman, I was like, oh, this guy's All-American. I just want to get a pancake on him or something. But now it's like, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Bill asked you earlier about the run game, and my curiosity is going into this week. Doesn't matter Coach mentioned it a million times. Doesn't matter who you play. You know, take the opponent name off of it. How obviously you want to run for as many as you can, but how much commitment has there been this week? How much mental commitment has there been to getting the run game back to a point where you all are really proud of where it is?
Well, I feel like every week it's been a big focal point to run the ball, like especially in practice. I feel like especially anytime we go on the road, each time we go on the road, doesn't matter who our opponent is, the first thing that Coach Mick tells us is that we have to run the ball and we have to stop the run. And those are two of the most important things, and it doesn't matter where we're going. So, like every week, especially weeks that we travel, you know, it's a huge thing. So I think coming off the last week, you know, it's even more important.
Harris, you obviously are an elite tackle. Northwestern has one too, Peter Stronsky. I don't know how closely you follow his career. You're not playing against him, obviously. But when you know that your counterpart is an elite player, does that make you fire you up anymore?
I mean, I feel like I'm fired up for this game regardless. But Peter's a good guy. Well, we played an All-American game together, and it's cool to see another guy in my class just who really excel at his position and just be dominant. But I mean, honestly, I feel like it's kind of like when you're playing like high school ball and you have a best friend on the other team, and even though you might not play the same position, you just want to out-compete them. It's a competition at that point, you know, to show who can be more dominant in that game, and not as far as like anything negative, but you know, to smile about it in the end and just be, oh, I saw you did this, this is what I did. You know what I mean? So.
Harris, you talked earlier about your foundation and whatnot. I asked Ryan yesterday, with election week coming up next week, just how politically aware, how politically active some of you and your teammates are. Just from your vantage point, how politically active and aware are yourself and your teammates?
I would say that we are very politically aware of a lot of stuff that goes on, but I would say we really don't have too many discussions, I guess, as a team, like in the locker room, about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Ryan said more goes on in the offseason and things like that.
Right,
I
yeah.
wasn't sure how NIL kind of ties into it now, but I appreciate that.
All right,
Can I
thank you,
ask one last
Ferris.
quickie?
One more question. Make it quick.
Ferris, when an offensive line really gets it going, y'all are still almost every play you're in a one-on-one with somebody on the other team. You know what I mean? I mean, what just tells you that this line has got it going right now? I mean, what you know, from a vibe standpoint or a chemistry standpoint, what just jumps out at you about the way this line played, especially in that fourth quarter?
I would say just the fact that it doesn't matter whether we're up or down or tied. I think we have to start. We start our drives with the same intensity, the same focus, and I think for us to be able to play in that environment and for it to feel pretty calm, like honestly, I didn't sense how loud it was. Yeah. Honestly, just because I'm just focused on Luke's head nod or whatever. You know what I mean? So it so the game kind of calms down and slows down. I'm playing with a young left guard who's playing like a vet in my eyes. He's calm and cool and collected. So I think, honestly, through just looking at our youngest player on the line and how calm and collected and just how dominant he's playing, I think that goes to show like the strength of the unit.
I was going to say, that fourth quarter was important for this team. I mean, obviously to win the game, but also to, like you said, overcome the odds there, right? I mean, of everybody. I mean, do you feel like y'all got a boost in some way coming out of that game besides just winning it? Of knowing you've got the wherewithal to do it. You understand?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like, well, to answer your question, I would say yes, but I would say we know that we're able to do it because I feel like we go against the best defense in practice, you know, all the time, and I feel like we put that in, you know, on these Tuesdays and Wednesdays all the time. So I feel like it wasn't surprising that we were able to do that. I feel like it was just more satisfying that when we needed to do it the most, we were able to take care of it, you know, on the road in that environment. So
thanks, man.
Cool. Thanks, Bears. Appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day.
What happens when you run out of space?
I was thinking about that. I was